Hey guys, welcome back to Joy Serendipity. I am Joy. As you can see, I'm in a new location, so if you can't hear me, I do apologize. I am going to try to extract the sound as much as I can, but I wanted a new scenery, so you take what you can get. Grab your drinks. We're going to continue on with the series outside of the yoga video I did last year, but I wanted to do a show that I am kind of addicted to, but yeah, if you're new here, welcome to Joy Serendipity. This is the channel where I talk about various topics. We're on a series right now where we talk about lessons we can learn from different TV shows and movies. So, yeah, make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned, and you don't want to miss out. I promise you, you don't. Alright, we are back. So, if you are new here, Netflix has different shows that they produced on their platform, and I usually don't like any, but this one is worth watching. Trust me, I will not steer you wrong. So, The Haunting of Hill House it's not just a ghost story. It has different components of your typical grief story. It's like a trauma story, and if you're paying attention, it's one of the most emotional stories that resonate with a lot, and it shows about family and the things we carry when no one is looking. Do I have a favorite character? I would say I like Neil. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, typical, but I like her because I really don't resonate with the others in a way I resonate with her. So, I wonder if I can put clips of the show in here. I'm leaving this in just so you can guys see the thought process I go through when I'm talking about shows like this. But yeah, so each Crane sibling in Hill House, they are hunted because the parents moved them to this haunted house. I forgot the specific reason that they had to go there in the first place, but I don't know. But it's not really ghosts. It's parts of them that they refuse to heal after living in that toxic household. They're haunted by the emotional residue of what they experienced as a child, basically, I would say. And Steven buries his pain in logic. He's the oldest brother from what I remember. And then Shirley hides hers behind control, so she tries to control everything. That's the typical older sister. They're always trying to control stuff. No shade to anyone of you guys. Theo tries to stay numb. Luke self-medicates, so he has a drug addiction outside of the whole, throughout the whole movie or series. It's not a movie, it's a series. And Neil, my favorite, she is the one who feels her emotions the deepest and the experience the deepest, although she's the one who actually tries to talk about it by going to therapy and all of that, because you don't really see any of the others go to therapy. They basically become their own therapist, which is not healthy as well, but I digress. So I have my notes on the show, by the way, guys. So I would say the show captures something painfully real, unresolved trauma that you see a lot of adults go through, which is unfortunate because you should be healing those components, or they will either be hidden or come out in the worst way when you're in relationships or yada yada. So yeah, for a lot of them, their trauma showed up in relationships and habits and in silence. Hold on, I have to check something. Check myself. Okay. I wanted to time myself to do this video. But I would say that as children, you could kind of hint and see who was the closest and who wasn't. I feel like Neil was obviously closest to her twin brother. They were twins. They got along, so they knew each other more than they knew themselves occasionally at their own time. But I would say families carry things together, but not always equally. Some carry guilt, some carry blame, and some carry the burden of trying to keep everything from falling apart. And some also carry the ones telling people to get over it instead of actually heal, but we can ignore that. I would also say that the Crane family truly never talked about what happened. And you see that in a lot of families. They're like, no one needs to know our business. We don't need to talk about what happened in the past because the past is the past. We just need to move on and sweep things under the rug. But if it's still affecting someone, then it needs to be felt and talked about. So I digress. But that's just me. I know, like, when I have a family, we're just gonna not pretend that things didn't happen. Like, we're gonna actually sit with it, and if you're still feeling some type of emotions, let's talk about it. I want to be there for you. So yeah, you do have those people that carry the blame of why things went wrong or didn't go as the way that a perfect family goes, but I digress. I would say, although they never talk about what happens, the family copes separately, and in doing so, they pass along unspoken rules and don't ask, don't feel, don't dig too deep. It's just that trauma that's brought up when they actually come back together as a family, whether it's at reunions or funerals, all of that, which they do experience a funeral in the show. I don't want to ruin anything, but they do. Oh, thank you, you do too. So yeah, a girl just told me, I love girls, like, we're always complimenting each other. I'm going to leave that in here because every woman needs to realize that we're all beautiful, but I digress. So the silence becomes its own kind of ghost, a presence in a room that nobody acknowledges, but everyone feels, and like I said, they all feel it the same way. Like, they feel the same way about the experience, but they cope with it in a different way. And then they get mad at Neil, who feels it the most, which irritates me because she's trying to, like, talk to her siblings about something that they all experience, but they all blame her, like, you don't have to bring it up and blah, blah, blah. But I digress. One of the most brilliant things about Hill House is it shows how memory is subjective and how grief distorts reality. So since they were all dealing with the same way, like the big brother, he tried to monetize and profit off of their grief and like what they're dealing with, while Neil was trying to just have some sort of family and deal with the grief together because they grew up together. So why can't we all process this together? But yeah, each character remembers their childhood through their own lens, their own trauma, their own coping. There is no single truth. They all have their own truth and how they like seen it. So like Neil, she was just a baby, but I feel like they tried to hide things from her more, while there was more responsibility on Shirley and the older brother because they actually had to react and help keep the little ones in line. So yeah, they all saw things through their own lens and had to cope, and there was not that single truth. Their perspective shaped their fear, guilt, and love. And then there's this thing called the red room in the home that the mother tried to keep them from, which it was very suspicious from the get-go, because why is their mom like, oh, go do this? Like, she just seemed very tricky, but like she was taken over by something that she didn't want to admit to her kids, but she ended up steering her kids down the wrong path. So yeah, there's the red room, and I feel like the red room is a metaphor. It's a room that changes depending on who walks in, just like our memories can change depending on what we need them to be. So I just honestly feel like The Haunting of Hill House reminds us that the scariest ghosts aren't always the ones hiding in the dark. Sometimes they're the memories we refuse to face, the feelings we never name, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive. A ghost can be a lot of things: a memory, a daydream, a secret, grief, anger, guilt. But in my experience, most times they're just what we want to see. So, like I said, definitely watch the show. The plot twist is so, oh my goodness, the ending. You guys just need to watch the show. It was like I couldn't let go. I kept going from episode to episode to see what happens because it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You think you know how the ending is going to be, but it ends up being something completely different than what you thought it would be, which is a good thing. I hate predictable shows. But thank you guys for watching. If this episode resonates with you, definitely let me know. Let me know if you've seen the house and if you watched the other spin-off of the show. I think it's called Belial, I don't know, something Manor or something. And if you ever find healing through a TV show or a movie, let me know in the comments. I love to hear what you guys think. And if you also like to support me, click the link below and buy your girl a cup of a matcha or a tea. It helps me keep these videos going and it means a lot. But definitely follow my blog. I think I have a drawing coming up, like a giveaway that I want to do. I do one every fall. So definitely follow me there as well. I'll put all the description in the link. But I love you guys and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.